What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today, our show topic is, what can we contribute to Earth today? A lot of times people ask me when they come for Akashic Records consultation about their life purpose, what if it's totally different than a lot of people think? And what also a lot of people ask, what can we contribute to Earth? So let's play with what we can contribute to Earth and to each other. Let's use Akashic Records tools and see how we can change our lives. And we talk a lot about access consciousness, and it's amazing to see the tools of access working in progress, and they're very fast. And sometimes Akashic Records is a place where you can actually unravel a lot of things that people are stuck with. Because sometimes people need to know what is blocking them before they can let it go. It's almost like a need of making a cognitive choice. Because with access, a lot of times we pack and pod a lot of things without even knowing what we are releasing, which is wonderful. I love it. A lot of people love it. But some people, as I say, are still in the mode, show me. Tell me what I'm letting go. So in Akashic Records, which is, it's a library of infinite possibilities, pretty much. Because Akashic field is consciousness. Akashic field is a field of infinite possibilities, field of it's multiverse, it's so many layers and levels and dimensions, and it's so even like our mind cannot comprehend all of that. And Akashic Records are actually the records of all of this. Pretty much records of infinite possibility of past, present, and future when we solidify it. And by solidification, I'm talking about the choices we made, the decisions we did. When we actually make a decision, things solidify in Akashic Records, and it comes into existence in the real world. So with Akashic Records, a lot of times we look in there and see past lives, because Akashic Records is very connected to immortal soul. So with they see their past life, they see what they did or didn't do, and then we can release it through the prayers and grace points. So today's show, I kind of like choosing to talk about Earth. Because in Akashic Records, you can not look only at your own records, but you can also look at history lessons. You can look at what's required of you, what's required of Earth, and what is Earth requiring. So a lot of times when people ask me those questions, what does the Earth require of me today? A lot of times it's just to be happy. So what if it is our purpose in life? To be happy, to have joy and laughter and just be present with what is. Because look at Earth. Nature does not lie. Nature is always abundant and nature is always joyful. Birds, they always sing. Like right now, with people out of the way, the birds are so loud in my backyard. I had to close the windows and doors to do the radio show. at this moment, because otherwise there would be so much distraction from the birds singing, the nature. There is not much of cars anymore, so you can hear all of that. So when we are in nature, I just want you to remember moments. Well, right now we don't go much outside. I was horrified. I just found out that in Italy, a friend of mine, they have not only social isolation, they almost have house arrest. People cannot even go outside more than 200 meters from their house unless police escorts them back, unless you have a dog, and then it's literally just the 200 meters. It's the world is different right now. And what if, despite all of that, we can connect to Earth and ask, what is Earth requiring of us today? And what can we contribute to Earth? So let's drop our barriers and let's expand. Open your crown. Yeah, by the way, well, majority of us sitting at home, so there is not that many people driving right now. Well, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But you still can do the exercise. And open your crown. There is a crown chakra, which is kind of like your connection to divine. And you don't have to know what it is or how it is. Just ask it to open. Just ask the crown to open and allow the light of the universe to go through your body into your heart, and just see your heart pulsating, beating, and then allow the energy to move through your body, through your feet, into the core of Earth. And just allow it to wash your body. Every cell, every molecule, just keep washing it with universal light, universal love, universal compassion, universal gratitude. Whatever you believe in, just allow the divine light, whatever you call it, just allow that light to go through you. And pull the energy of the earth through your feet, through your body, into your heart. And again, notice the heart pulsating and allow the energy of the divine, of the universe and the earth to mix together. And allow that energy to move past and exit through the crown. And allow that energy in the heart to mix almost like a waterfall mixing with a river. Maybe creating a whirlpool of the energy. You can see different colors. You can see some people may smell different smells. And just allow that to spill into your world, into your body, and let it out through every pore of your body. And the more energy coming from above and from below, the more energy spills into the universe, and allow it go a mile, a kilometer, 10 miles, 10 kilometers, 1,000 miles, and keep going until you become one with Earth. And allow yourself to sense the Earth pulse, because Earth is also a being and it has its own pulse. Let's connect to heart of the earth. and allow our hearts to connect. Just feel the heartbeat of Earth. And in that connection, allow our bodies to connect to the Earth core. And just be with that. Allow yourself total connection, total presence, and not only contribute to Earth, but also allow Earth to contribute to you and your body. And allow yourself to expand beyond that into the whole universe and feel the pulse of the universe, how the universe is pulsating. And allow yourself not to have any barriers to Earth or to the universe. And keep expanding into the multiverse of Akashic field. And keep expanding even more. And now connect to your own essence. Without contracting, just bring your attention into your heart and just allow you to reconnect with your own essence. And just allow yourself to be present with who and what you are, with no judgment. What if you can be present with you, with no judgment? How cool would it be? And we have to go on our first break. And during the break, you can continue observing your reaction and your being present with Earth, with universe, and your own essence until we come back. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. So when we return, we will continue our discussion. What can we contribute to Earth? We'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, what can we contribute to Earth today? And before we went on a break, we did a meditation of connecting to Earth and contributing with the energy. When we move the energy from divine into Earth through our bodies, when we are in that space of gratitude, that's probably the biggest contribution we can be for the Earth, for our planet. Because all it desires is happiness. Right now, there is a lot of fear with coronavirus, with social isolation. It's creating a lot of despair even in some people's lives, because some people are out of work and they have no idea what the future will be. So with all of that, a lot of times it's so easy to fall into despair. And that is actually not being a contribution to ourselves or to Earth. Because everything, all our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, everything creates. Everything we put out in the universe creates. So that's how we solidify our emotion into choices or decisions, because choices can be conscious or unconscious. So when we unconsciously create through the fear or anger, those emotions are also creating something on the planet. We know through multiple experiments with water, with plants, the way we talk to plants. If you talk to plants nicely, if you express love and gratitude for the plant grows. Versus if you throw kind of like hate, or if the plant is in a room where there is a lot of arguments, the plant starts dying. So with all of that, let's reverse it. So instead of feeling anger, feeling frustrated, I'm not saying those emotions are not valid, but what if we turn them from anger and frustration into gratitude for what is? Akashic Records has different tools than Access Consciousness. We've talked a lot about tools of Access Consciousness. But the tools of Akashic Records are prayers. They are not religious prayers, by no means. They're more about asking universe for things to change. And in one of our programs, we talk about forgiveness. And that's a step one, where we actually allow the forgiveness to flow through us. Because people say, oh, forgive and forget. Well, it doesn't work usually, especially with something that is extremely painful for a lot of people. it's pretty much the person themselves will have hard time forgiving and especially forgetting. This is not about forgetting. This is not about one of the notions in certain religions where if somebody hits you on the cheek, you turn the other cheek. This is about actually letting go of the energy of the anger, shame, blame, the frustration, and hurt, and allow the gratitude for no matter what's going on in our lives to be there. So I'm going to read forgiveness prayer and just see if it resonates with you. If it doesn't, it's fine. But what I found when I do read this prayer, it allows me to release a lot of pain that I was holding throughout the years when people or things hurt me. And nothing can hurt us. It's our choices kind of like creates all of that. So with forgiveness, I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, heard to anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have experienced that was done, been, seen, heard to me by anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, and heard to me, by me, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. Because it has three parts. Because with hurt, at some point we hurt somebody or something, including Earth. At some point, we allowed somebody else to hurt us. And more often than not, and much more than anybody else hurts us, the person that hurts us the most is ourselves. Because what I found, I judge myself more harshly than anybody else in my life. So using the forgiveness a lot of times allows to have the peace of knowing that I don't have to carry that hurt with me. I can just allow the universe to cleanse me. And I don't have to do it myself. Because we are not alone in the universe. The universe always has our backs. So with forgiveness, the universe just allows it to flow out because hurt is a lie. Nobody or nothing can hurt us in the long or short run. It's our choices, our own emotions, thoughts, and feelings that allow us to feel that. And feel, I'm talking in kind of like in quotation marks, because again, feeling is something we invent. Because as Access Consciousness talks about, we are infinite being with infinite perception, knowing, being, and receiving. So with Akashic Records, it's not different. We are one with the universe. We are part of the universe, and yet we are one with the universe. So when we allow the universe to shift and clear the anger or hate or whatever hurt we're experiencing, it allows us to be who we truly are without the lies. So let's do it once more. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, heard, to anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have experienced that was done, been, seen, heard, to me, by anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, and heard, to me, by me, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. How are you feeling right now? What if we don't have to live in despair? What if we don't have to live in judgment of ourselves? What if we can just be grateful for who and what we are all the time? How much our lives would be different? How much our lives would create totally different perspective and connection, and how much that would be a contribution to Earth as we know it. So the other prayers that I would like to talk about in Akashic Records, and one of them is clearing energy patterns of the past, because we are so entrained in our past. We hold on to the past. We hold on to our whatever mistakes, as we judge them, we made, or people upset us, or whatever in the past, and trying not to repeat the mistakes of the past. We're still going through the same kind of like perpetual circle of doing the same thing and expecting different results, pretty much, which is Einstein's definition of insanity. And we are actually ready to go on our second break today. And after the break, we will be talking more about other prayers, and I might read some of them. So you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, what can we contribute to Earth today? And before we went on the break, we were talking about the clearing energy patterns of the past. Because we are so entrained of looking into the past for guidance. And instead of actually choosing something different, we are stuck in the past. And one of the tools in Akashic Records is to clear the energy patterns of the past. I'm going to read the prayer that helps with that, or at least gives a different choice. Release me from the ties that bind me, that tie me to this earthly plane of existence and despair. Untie me from the ties that do not allow me to fly, and disconnect me from the world of despair and judgment. Allow me to be all that I am. Give me back my strength to create heaven on earth. So with this prayer, we talk a lot about the despair. Because we are psychics, all of us. And we're like antennas picking up other people's emotions and despair. I was talking to somebody today, and she was telling me about her friend who was so upset, distraught, almost in despair because of her friends judging her. But it wasn't just her friends, it was much more. And when she asked that friend is how much was that hers, we found out it wasn't. She picked up the despair of other people. Because not only we pick up their judgments that they tell us about, we also pick up judgments that they don't tell us about. And we pick up energetic despair of other people. So with all of that patterns of despair of the past keeps recreating itself in our present. So instead of letting it go, instead of using tools either of Access Consciousness or Akashic Records or any other modality that you are choosing, because there is so many things that out there right now on internet, because we're on social isolation, so you can surf the internet of any tools that's out there that will speak to you. And let's let go of all the patterns of the past. Let me read the prayer again. Release me from the ties that bind me, that tie me to this earthly plane of existence and despair. Untie me from the ties that do not allow me to fly, and disconnect me from the world of despair and judgment. Allow me to be all that I am. Give me back my strength to create heaven on earth. So what if now is the time? Because the world will never be the same now. Now is the time to shift and change and create a different reality that never existed before. What if we can look, maybe that's kind of the last stand of all that dark forces or unconsciousness or anti-consciousness or evil in the world that's trying to bring the light into the darkness. In reality, Einstein said, darkness is just absence of light. There is no true darkness, which is amazing. And when I heard that years ago, it's like, wow, wait a second. So everything we were afraid in the dark does not exist. It's a lie. All you need to do is turn the light on. And same with despair. Despair does not exist. It's just absence of love and gratitude. So when we talk about the energy of despair, it's a lie. Despair is just like darkness. Just needs the light of love and lightness and gratitude. So release me from the ties that bind me, that tie me to this earthly plane of existence and despair. Untie me from the ties that do not allow me to fly, and disconnect me from the world of despair and judgment. Allow me to be all that I am. Give me back my strength to create heaven on earth. So what if we don't have to fight despair? What if we just allow the light of the universe, the light of forgiveness, the light of gratitude to be in our lives? And let's do just a little experiment. Look at the energy of despair in your life. And now allow and think of something you're grateful for. Just one thing in your life. Well, I'm very grateful for my daughter, who just visited me half an hour ago, despite the isolation. I probably shouldn't say it on the radio because it's not allowed. But I'm very grateful for her. And how much of that despair is there now? Gone. Because I did connect to the despair kind of like in my life. Because this morning I woke up, it's like, oh my God. It's like, what is that? Who does that belong to? And I totally forgot about asking for gratitude. So that's my invitation today in home play or homework. Every time when you encounter despair or anger or anything that takes you out of being who you are, just think of one thing that you're grateful. Or ask to see something beautiful. And that's actually Dr. Dane here. He's like, universe, show me something beautiful. And what if you just ask the universe to let go of all that's not you? Because all those patterns of past, those are not you. Those are, this is our luggage or baggage that we brought, either from past lives or this life. I mean, I've been around for a while now, even in this lifetime. I'm not telling how old I am. Allow yourself to kind of like connect to something that you cherish, something that you love. And love can be, love has a lot of definitions, don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about the universal love, that unconditional love. And it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a pet. It can be your house. It can be just being present with whatever is. And let's ask again. Release me from the ties that bind me, that tie me to this earthly plane of existence and despair. Untie me from the ties that do not allow me to fly, and disconnect me from the world of despair and judgment. Allow me to be all that I am. Give me back my strength to create heaven on earth. So what if you don't have to be miserable? Wow. Because this reality, this kind of like planet, is about happiness, is it? Not so much, not lately. If we look at Native Americans, like past, or at least the legend of them, when they lived with nature as one, they probably were happy or happier. Who knows? But this reality doesn't let people be happy in a true sense that it's always stressful. It's always something is going on in the world. And what if it's not outside of us? What if happiness is not dependent on the outside world? What if it's about our inner world, inner space where we are? What if we can actually allow ourselves to let the universe in and be present with all of it? Allow consciousness, allow universal love and gratitude to be present in our lives 100%. What if it doesn't depend on what's going on? Years ago, I was doing Phoenix Rising yoga. We're talking about 20 years ago. And one of the exercise, because we did yoga and then we did some meditation, some exercises. One of them was playing with Osho tarot cards. It's kind of a tarot cards, but it's not. It's more meditational technique. And I pulled out a card with three women. I think it's called Happiness or something like that. And three women dancing in the rain. And I remember looking at that, and it was, wait a second. It's not about what's going on outside. It doesn't matter what kind of storm is raging outside. It's about inner happiness, inner joy that we all have, because outside world is just a reflection of us, what we feel inside. And what if we actually, by our own happiness and joy, we can change the world? And that's the contribution to the planet that we can be, by being happy. And apparently it's time for our third and last, the final break of the show. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And when we return, we'll continue discussing what can we do to contribute to Earth using Access Consciousness and Akashic Records tools, as well as we'll talk about some upcoming classes. We'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, what can we contribute to Earth today? And so before we went on a break, I was talking about the upcoming classes and events that is going to be that you can join. The next one is actually tomorrow. It's going to be a free Zoom that you can register on Access Consciousness website, and it's on the link. And it's going to be also Facebook Live. The topic will be Beyond Isolation, and it's going to be together with our guest from last week, Rachel Silber. We're talking about what can we be or do different with isolation, and what can we create beyond that. And also I'm doing Akashic Records classes on the 24th, 25th, Basics of Akashic Records in Russian, and 25th, 27th, Advanced Akashic Records also in Russian. Also in May, there would be Access Foundation that I'll be co-facilitating again with Rachel Silber, who you heard last weekend. So we were talking about being joyful no matter what's going on in our lives. So what if it's not that difficult? What if it's just being who we are? And there is actually a prayer that helps us reconnect with who we are. It's called Embracing Everything We Are. So Father, Mother, God, Spirit, Source, we ask that the part that we disavowed to be affirmed and allowed to be part of what we are, to be embraced in the field of love and infinite creation, so we can be the infinite being we truly are and infinite possibilities of everything we are. So what if we are more than we think we are? Because a lot of times when we are spiraling down into despair, it actually does not serve anybody. It doesn't serve you, but it also doesn't serve the planet. Because Earth takes on all kinds of energies, whichever we kind of like exude, as I would say, because those emotions are not just in our bodies, because we are much more than our bodies. When we did our first meditation, you were able to expand way beyond your body. Our energetic bodies are actually much bigger than our physical body. So our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are actually floating in the universe, and Earth is absorbing it. That's why lately Earth's been kind of like, okay guys, I'm done. I'm not dealing with your anger issue anymore. It's almost like Earth is saying, get the anger management classes, but anger management doesn't work because anger is not real. Anger is pretty much either misidentified strengths or lies that we're reacting to, spoken or unspoken, or distractor implant programming that kind of like makes us react in a certain way. Earth is asking us to stop reacting and start embracing our joy. So my invitation right now is connect to one moment in your life where you actually experience the total joy. That total joy can be when you were swimming in the ocean or lake or whatever body of water you liked, maybe as a child, being with your mother, or playing with friends, or making love, or having orgasm of your life. Just connect to that moment where the joy was exuberant. Might not be even this lifetime. Because, let's face it, some people were abused this lifetime. So I want you to just ask for your body to show that joy. And just allow it to go into your body, through your body, into the planet. And share that with the planet. And pull that energy of that joy, of that orgasmic living, through your feet, from Earth, through your body, and allow that to expand throughout the whole galaxy and the universe and beyond. And just allow that to be with no judgment. So what if we actually, instead of judging ourselves, and what I found, a lot of times we judge ourselves, or at least I judge myself, for stupid things. Like, not even, like yesterday, I found myself, I didn't close the cabinet door, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't close. And I noticed there was a little bit of judgment there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So let's do forgiveness. What if we actually forgive ourselves for everything we've done? For everything. Doesn't matter how small and insignificant we decided it is, or how huge the thing is. What we allow that to dissipate? Because if we hold on to past, it's toxic. It's almost like holding on to the toxic waste. Because toxic emotions equal toxic waste for our body. It's radioactive. It creates stress, it creates cancer, it creates illnesses, it creates even lowers our immunity to coronavirus. So what if we didn't hold on to the toxic emotions? With all of that. So I would like to read forgiveness prayer once more before we end the show, because I think we have about a minute to the end. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, heard to anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have experienced that was done, been, seen, heard to me by anyone or anything, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, and heard to me, by me, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality. Just breathe, and we will see you next week, same time, same channel.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic